Before we start today, I have to tell you about State Farm agent Brian McDevitt. A lot of our listeners have gone to him for all their insurance needs, and he's been very helpful in getting them the coverage they deserve. There's no games with Brian. He's just here to help and make sure you feel safe. So if you have insurance needs and you haven't called him yet, what are you waiting for? Dial up the number, 630-796-2662. That's 630-796-2662. Or find him online at bryanismyagent.com. That's bryanismyagent.com, and make sure to mention Sports Talk Chicago. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. I want to start today with this. Not all good news starts as good. I may not make any sense, so let me explain. We all thought for months that Aaron Rodgers would be gone. Bears fans rejoiced. They laughed. Look at the Packers sink. They thought without Rodgers, they'd win the division easily. Wouldn't be a problem. Rodgers would be traded, retire. Even I thought it for a second. Hey, Brett Favre only played for the Packers for 16 years. This was Rodgers' 16th year. I thought maybe there was a connection there. Who knows? We all got caught up in the idea that Rodgers would not be a Packer. Everybody knows what Aaron Rodgers does to the Bears every year. And it's pretty apparent that without him, the whole balance of power shifts in the NFC North. Imagine the North without Rodgers. Who'd win it? Seriously, who'd win it? Green Bay would have a rookie quarterback, essentially. The Bears would have a rookie quarterback. Vikings would have Kirk Cousins, and the Lions would have Jared Goff. So we all know who's finishing in last. That's the Lions. And from there, we didn't know anything. It was really anyone's division. That made Bears fans excited. Understandably so. I was excited. I had Dan Wieder around a couple of months ago. He said the same thing. Anything is possible. There could have been the opportunity that Fields would have come in earlier to make a playoff appearance. Because Rodgers wasn't here, who would win the division? We all talked about it. We all discussed it. Now the news comes in today that the Packers and Rodgers have found an agreement, and he will play for the 2021 season. Now, at the surface, very disappointing to see. Bears fans thought he'd be gone. Bears fans thought the division was theirs, really, and now it may not be. That said, I want to read you the details on the contract. This is from Adam Schefter. He reports that the deal would void the 2023 season from Rodgers' current contract, and the franchise tag may not be used in future years. Key phrase. Green Bay also agrees to review his situation following the upcoming campaign, which could lead to his speculated departure. So, in the short term, this is not good news for Bears fans. I've seen some take to Twitter and be disappointed. I understand it. You were hoping for the end of Aaron Rodgers, and for a second there, looked like you got it. It looked like the NFC North would truly be up for grabs. Maybe Justin Fields gets put in a bit earlier. Maybe they win. Maybe who knows what could happen. Instead, the reality is Rodgers is back, and the Packers, without question, are winning the division. The disappointment in the short term makes sense. I don't blame anybody for feeling hurt about this. You thought one thing, and the complete opposite happens. But remember what I said in this quote. The deal will void the 2023 season from Rodgers' current contract, no franchise tag either. Which means, after 2023, where's he going? Who will Rodgers play for? Will he even play after 2023? It definitely won't be for the Packers. He's not playing for Green Bay past 2022. So here's my whole take on this situation. It is disappointing that he's back. In the short term, the Packers will still be king of the NFC North, but we have an end date. We didn't before. We had no clue what would happen. We know now. Technically, 2 more years. That's it. And he's gone. And Bears fans realize this. Say what you want about Justin Fields. I'd rather wait 2 years to know Rodgers is leaving than have a nice transition of power in the NFC North. Essentially, you got 2 years from today to develop Justin Fields to be a superstar quarterback. That's the way I would look at this right now. Best way to do it. You have 2 years, if you're Matt Nagy, Ryan Pace, to develop him, to surround him with weapons, to have this team be a contender again. Clock starts ticking today. I don't know about you, but I'd rather be prepared. This, in my opinion, is actually the best thing that could have happened to the Bears versus Rodgers just leaving all of a sudden. If he left all of a sudden, the Bears may have pressure to rush in Fields, to rush this team, to rush the development, and nothing would have worked. Now you have a nice cushion. Everyone in the league is aware of the situation when he leaves and what's going to happen to the NFC North. So if I were the Bears starting today, I'd prepare. I'm okay with losing 2 seasons, having 2 horrible seasons of Bears football. If that means in 2022, no Aaron Rodgers, Fields fully developed, and the Bears are the favorite. Wouldn't you? Think about it logically. Would you rather have Fields developed, not rushed, and you know Rodgers is gone? Or have Rodgers leave out of nowhere, have the Bears feel the pressure to put in Fields when he may not be ready yet? This gives you the luxury to truly develop him. Not of an issue. I really believe this is the best thing that could have happened for the Bears. Tell me I'm wrong. I love it. I'd rather know the end date and know it's not sudden. You need to prepare. You need to have time to make up a new strategy. The new strategy is, well, we have 2 years to develop Justin Fields. That's it. The Packers' reign of dominance is about to end. They know it too. Rodgers has been posting lots of Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen stuff, The Last Dance. He knows it's ending. Who knows, maybe they'll win a Super Bowl this year. Good for them. But it doesn't matter. It's over. It's ending. It's in the process of ending. After 2 years, it'll be over. Then what? Even in the near term, what's going to happen? It's going to be Jordan Love, Kellen Mond, Justin Fields, and maybe Jared Goff, maybe somebody else by that point. I think Kellen Mond's going to be great, but Fields could be better if he's trained and given the right team around him. See how this works? So before you run to your keyboard and freak out about this, think about this long term. Think about the next couple of years, not just right away. No need to freak out. No need to worry. I think this is all perfect. It's all happening according to plan. I'm of the mindset that Justin Fields really should not play until he's ready. If that's week 10, it's week 10. If it's 2022, it's 2022. I don't care. I'd rather him be ready to go than have him rushed in for a playoff run. I'd rather the Bears go 6-11 this year, knowing that next year Fields is ready. Remember, that's the number one concern for the Bears right now, developing Justin Fields, making sure that this investment is not a scam, making sure that he's ready to be in the NFL, to succeed in the NFL, to be this superstar quarterback that everybody expects. You can't do that if you rush him. Aaron Rodgers left, there'd be pressure to rush him. Maybe it wouldn't happen. Maybe Matt Nagy would be smart enough to recognize it, but we don't know. Now, you're forced to land the brakes a bit. It's a misconception out there, too. It's not always bad to land the brakes. Not. It's okay if you know the plan and you know the development scheme for a certain situation. So take this one. Aaron Rodgers will not leave till after 2022. Plain and simple. So the Bears have to face him for at least 2 more years. So be it. He's going to kick their ass sideways, they're going to lose, and everyone's going to go home and cry about it. But after 2 years, gone. And the power and the NFC North, I think, will go to the Bears. Again, imagine if he left suddenly. The whole division would be in shambles, but more importantly, the Bears would feel pressure to rush Fields to play. Now, the clock starts ticking today. You have 2 years from today to make Justin Fields a superstar quarterback. You want to all call him Patrick Mahomes? Then in 2 years, he better be Patrick Mahomes. I think he could be, with the right development. No rushing. And now, there's no reason to rush. No reason. Rodgers is still here. This team is not at Green Bay's level. They're going to extend Davante Adams still. The Bears are not at that level yet, and that's okay. You know from right now you got 2 years to get to that level. Because when Rodgers leaves, the whole division is up for grabs. See what I mean? This is honestly the best thing that could have happened to the Bears. Really it is, versus a sudden leaving of Rodgers. And them having to pick up the shambles, them having to worry about Justin Fields, them getting pressure to put him in because the division's up for grabs. No, instead, no chaos, a controlled situation. You know exactly when he's going to leave. So from today till that date, focus on yourselves. Focus on your team, your development, and building a contender. It's like a mini rebuild in a sense. They've been given a mini rebuild opportunity. They have 2 years to go from 8-8 to Super Bowl contender. That's a lot of time because this roster as it is somewhat talented. Now you have a great quarterback too. So this is really a blessing here. 2 years to execute perfectly a mini rebuild to develop your quarterback. And then, oh, by the way, Aaron Rodgers is gone. And the division and the balance of power shifts to you. Sometimes it's okay to wait. May not be popular, but sometimes it is. In this case, way better to wait and know the timeline than, oh, he's gone and now everything's up for grabs. I'd rather try and have control of the situation and do what I could to develop my quarterback, not rush him in to defend pressure because Rodgers is gone and the division's all over the place and anyone could take it and the Bears will be in a playoff run and then Fields will get hurt later because he was rushed in and put in too early. So it might hurt a bit today, this news. Oh, Rodgers is back. He's going to tear us up again. Well, in 2 years, you might have a Super Bowl contender in your own backyard if you're Bears fans. Who's to say you can't? And this will really test Matt Nagy and Ryan Pace in their competence. Tell me I'm wrong. This extends them for 2 more years. They have 2 years to recruit a good team and then to develop Fields and that new team. So if they can't get their act together after this gift that they've been given, they should be fired. So you could evaluate your front office and your head coach in this time. You could develop Justin Fields correctly. And you could theoretically become a contender, a Super Bowl contender, and a de facto division winner. Tell me how that's a bad thing. It's not always bad to wait. could hurt in the short term. I get it. I know Bears fans were bracing for Rodgers to be gone. No more haunting memories of what he's done to the team. But now you know. I only have to deal with this for 2 more years. And he's gone. And the Bears will have power in the division. To me, that could not have worked out any better for everybody, even fans. I'd rather wait 2 years and be guaranteed a Super Bowl and a superstar quarterback than have it all happen now and not really know how Fields would react to being thrust in right away. That's just me. I know he's been around the spotlight for so long, Ohio State, great player, but remember, it's the NFL, and this would be a rookie year playoff chase. Something goes wrong, it could scar him. Versus controlled environment, play him at the right times, understand that there's no expectation nor need to win. But in 2 years, there will be a need. There will be an expectation. Fields will be in his 3rd year. And everything could get better. And your team finally could be a winner. This might be the only good take out there. I know a lot of people are going to react negatively. A lot of people aren't going to be happy about this. I'm not saying I am short term, don't get me wrong. But long term, I think everyone will realize just how beneficial this will be for the Bears. I mean, the Packers are showing their hand here. They're telling everybody, by 2023, we're going to be toast. I mean, it's like when you play blackjack or poker, and you could just see the other guy's cards. He's showing them to you. Here's what I have. That's what they're doing. They're telling you, here's what we got. Almost sounds too good to be true. It sounds like collusion. Sounds illegal, but it's true. It's happening. They're telling everybody in the entire league. It's going to be over for us in 2 years. So we'll do our best, but you get ready, I guess, because we won't know what to do. That's what they're doing. So the Bears have to take advantage. Have to recognize this sign and say, you know what? Thanks for telling us. We're going to get ready, and we will dethrone you in 2 years. That's how it has to work. May not be easy to wait. And I know Bears fans especially don't want to wait. But if you do, you'll get your Super Bowl. Or at least a deep playoff run, a good team, years of dominance. It's possible. And it's right there, too. The Packers have showed their hand. They made a big mistake. Rodgers has been difficult to handle, but that's besides the point. The Bears' prospects for the future just got a whole lot brighter with this news. May not happen in a year or two, but 5 years from now, I guarantee you, the Bears will be a division winner and a possible Super Bowl champion. More to come here on Sports Talk Chicago. My interview with Benjamin Albright comes up next, so stay tuned.